guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about the rising insurance rates that a country is now experiencing. And a lot of people were talking about this after the Palisades fire and just other things that have been going on around the country over the last couple of years, how insurance costs have just gone through the freaking roof. Absolutely insane. And whether it's auto insurance, especially home insurance, and people are just paying these outrageous costs now for insurance prices for these companies. And after the Palisades fire has happened and taken place, there are so many experts out there who are telling you it's going to go up. It's going to go up for you, everyone. Doesn't matter what state you live in. If it's in California, it doesn't matter. It's going to, because these companies that operate in California, that service customers in California, also service customers around the rest of the country. So if that's the case, get ready. Get ready. So I saw this on X the other day, and I wanted to share it with you. Let's take a look. This was posted by Texas Patriot. It says, my sister in Texas just said her home insurance is going from $1,700 a year to $7,000. $1,700 a year to $7,000. She asked them why, and the insurance company said, well, it's, due to climate change. Now, I'm not going to get into that. I'm probably already, just because I mentioned that in the video, the YouTube algorithmic robots, as they're called, we'll probably put a little thing at the bottom of my video talking about how, the proper definitions, interpretations of climate change. So you don't want to get confused by some right-wing lunatic who might be spreading truth bombs anywhere. Okay, so the reality is people have to start asking the question, when is enough enough? When do you just say, you know what, this is ridiculous. I'm not paying this anymore. And you have to really ask yourself that question. You just start scratching your head and like, how did we get here? Okay, but we're here. What do we do now? You can't afford $7,000 a year. From $17,000 to $7,000 a year? Talk about a kick in the pants. Are you in Texas experiencing the same sort of thing that Texas Patriot is experiencing? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know. Listen, you don't have to put in, if your costs have gone up, you don't have to put in your exact amount. It's fine. I would like to see that. But, give me a percentage in the comments below of what your insurance costs for your home or even auto. Tell me which one is which in the comments. What's the percentage increase if you don't want to tell me the exact price? But I'd be interested to know. I'm sure other people would be interested to know too, so that they can brace themselves for what's coming, because it's going to happen for everybody. So a lot of people will ask me, because we live off grid, we're on a homestead, we're in a very, very rural part of the Ozarks. They'll ask us, hey, what do you guys do for home insurance, house insurance? I don't have any. I don't have it. It'd be impossible to get it here anyway. It probably wouldn't be impossible. You can get it. You can get it if you really want to pay for it. But number one, I have a wood stove in my house. Strike one. Number two, my road is a dirt road. The road that my driveway is on is a dirt road. There's dirt roads everywhere. Strike two. And chances are the fire department is not going to get here anyway. There's no way a fire truck can get up my road anyway. It's just up my hill, up my driveway. Strike three, you're out. You're just not going to have, and you're not going to have insurance here. And so we have a local volunteer fire department, and we pay our dues. They're small, but it's not like I'm under some sort of illusion that if my house catches fire, they're going to show up in time anyway. In fact, since I've moved here, I've been here for now close to 15 years. I have never, ever seen a house saved in this county when it catches fire. It's just gone because everybody's 30 minutes away from everywhere.
Ain't this place a geographical oddity? 2 weeks from everywhere.
And so I think when I first moved here, the volunteer fire department chief lived about maybe an hour away from the fire department, something like that. And so he had to drive all the way to an hour, and then another half hour to get to where the fire is going. So that's an hour and a half. It's just gone. It's gone. So all that to say, I don't have insurance here. Well, Zach, what are you going to do about fire? What are you going to do about earthquakes? Well, the reality is, if something happens, what we're seeing more and more around the country is that when something does happen, the insurance company says, well, this particular incident, doesn't really qualify under your policy. And so I'm sorry, we just can't cover you. We can't, insure your disaster, this particular disaster at this particular moment. However, there is a company out there that's, buying property in your area, and they would love to have your property for as even as it's ruined as it is. They'd love to give you a great price for your land. That's what we're seeing mostly nowadays throughout the country. So what do? You have to do things on your own. You have to be your own fire department. You have to be your own whatever. You've got to be your own insurance. So how does that look? I've done videos before like this in the past, and I have to make recommendations. Do you have, first off, smoke detectors in your home? That's a great start. Do you have fire extinguishers in your home? Most fires in homes can be stopped if someone just had a fire extinguisher, in their house, but most people don't even have these in their homes. We have several, to say the least. We have lots of fire extinguishers, and we also have these things like right here. I have these placed throughout the house in places where we have a lot more electric going on. We have our own solar here. Obviously, I have my own power company. We generate our own electricity, and so places where I have a lot of electric things going because it's generating electricity and generating power, I have things like this, so that if anything ever did catch fire, it would encounter this and it would explode. These are these fire extinguisher balls. They explode on contact. You can find these on lots of places online. There's lots of great technologies out there today, even very safe home halon systems that you can find today and install. There's lots of great technologies. It's just being aware of these technologies and taking the steps necessary to install them, educate yourself about them, educate others in your family about them, and then implement them. One of the other things we have here too is we have a couple of very high gallon per minute pumps outside that we keep serviced, keep oiled, keep gassed, and we also have the fire hoses and the fire, all the stuff that we need for that purpose, along with the water that's tanked up and ready to go if we need it. And so we've got all that standing by. If something should happen, we're going to be able to get water on target a lot quicker than a volunteer fire department who is an hour or a half hour away. It's just not going to happen. So we have to take these measures and steps ourselves. And that's just the reality of living in a more rural area. People are used to having their hand held. People are used to having everything provided for them in life and being told not to worry about anything. Just give us some money and we'll take care of that for you. But then a lot of times what we're finding today is that even though you've been paying all this money, even though you've been signing up for all the things that society tells you to sign up for, when it comes down to it, when tragedy strikes, they're not there for you. They're not there for you. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just not covered under your policy in this particular circumstance. What do you think? When do you say enough is enough? When does insurance rates get so high? I mean, auto insurance, you have to keep paying it. It's legally required. But if you're going to start paying, I've heard prices, insurance prices, as much as, for not like rich mansions or anything like, but normal middle class homes, upwards of almost 20 grand a year. How do you even do that? How is that even possible? That just seems ridiculous to me, that why any city or municipality or county would demand those sorts of numbers from someone. I don't understand. But when do you say enough is enough? When do you say, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to start taking measures. I mean, think about it this way. The woman in Texas, $1,700 to $7,000. How many fire extinguishers could she buy for $7,000? How many other technologies could she buy for that $7,000? How many fire hoses and pumps, water pumps, and even a water storage tank could she provide on her property for that $7,000? At some point, you have to be like, you know what? It'd be cheaper if I just did it myself. And maybe not everyone's cut out to do that. But I think a lot of us are. And a lot of us are going to have to gear ourselves mentally towards that aspect of life again, that things need to be done by you. Only you and you alone will do the best job. Only you and you alone will look out for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And again, if you can, share your insurance rates. Are they going up or are they stable? Or, what's the percentage increase? I'd love to hear that from you guys. All right, guys. Hey, check out our merchandise over at teespring.com. You can find our best-selling shirt, Stupid Should Hurt. If we had more hurt in this world, we'd have an awful, awful, awful lot less stupid. The world's just going crazy. We got lots of videos like this coming up, so stay tuned. I've been on backlog. We got a lot of things going on. I'm getting ready to do a review on this book here called Milk into Cheese. The FDA would just have a conniption fit if they read this book because there's so much in here. Fantastic book. I'm really enjoying reading it. It really helped give me an edge up on developing my L. reuteri yogurt that I made here on the homestead. I'm getting ready to share that with the patrons here very shortly. It turned out fantastic, but it took me a lot of experimenting and understanding the history of yogurt and how yogurt is made, especially when it comes to that using that stuff called WOAH. That phrase spelled backwards that I can't say on YouTube because some purple-haired keyboard commando over at YouTube will strike my channel. Yeah, it's called WOAH. The world we live in. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. One of the best perks about living off-grid is that I never pay an electric bill. I love being my own power company, but that means when things go wrong, I have to be the one on call. So I try and use reliable components for my power production. For the last couple of years, I have been promoting OUPES solar generators. I've been using them and abusing them, and as it turns out, they are pretty good products. They have power generators for all occasions, and they can be charged by permanent or portable solar panels, as well as AC power. They offer true lithium iron phosphate batteries, and this is important. Recently, a family in my area had a different brand that uses the less stable nickel manganese cobalt, or NMC type batteries. The unit caught fire in the middle of the night. It was a scary situation and it caused damage to the home, but thankfully nobody was hurt. The generator, as you can see, was a total loss. This drives home the point on why it's so important to employ solar generators like the OUPES brand that uses the much more safe and stable technology of lithium iron phosphate, otherwise called LiFePO4. They offer small generators for travel or for powering an entire home and everything in between. These are great backups to have in a medical emergency or to power a freezer full of your favorite meat products, or as I have shown in past videos, for even backup AC and DC power sources for ham radio communications. If the grid goes down, you're going to be thankful you have one of these units. You can find the link in the description of this video or click on the banner ad found on the front page of our website at AmericanHomestead.com. Right here, that banner ad right there on AmericanHomestead.com. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.